Hello, Brethren Village. This is John and John from the security team, and we're here to talk to you today about scams. Our last video we touched on scams, but the reason why we're revisiting it here in this video is that it occurs almost every day here at Brethren Village. We get a question about a scam phone call, an email message, something like that. So we thought it would be important for our video here just to tell you about a couple of the different scams that are very popular right now and that seem to be prevalent.
And John and I sat and we discussed, what do we want to talk about? What scams do we want to introduce to everybody this time? And we could pick 5 scams and we can discuss about it, but there's probably 50 other scams that we're not discussing. So you're going to see several of these videos in the future of different scams that we want you to be aware of. So we sat down and we chose the 5 very popular scams that are out there these days. And the first scam that we're going to talk about is the romance scam. This is a special one because not only are these scammers trying to target you and your wallet or your purse, they're also playing on your heart. They're playing on your life situations. They're befriending you on the computer or through different types of social medias that you may be involved in. You may be involved in a dating site, dating for people over 50, over 60 dating sites that you might be part of. Or you might just be not part of it, but you might just be looking at them to see who might be out there that could be a good companion for yourself. And the moment that you're on any of these kind of social media sites, you're open to the world to be scammed. And let me explain to you how some of the scammers target you with these romance scams. And it's a sad way of doing this, but this is what they do. Now listen, these scammers look at the local obituaries in the paper. So they'll read that, I'm just going to use the name Smith. They're going to read that Mr. Smith died and surviving wife is Mrs. Mary Smith. I'm pulling that name out. So these scammers read the obituary. They read what Mr. Smith liked to do in his life, when he died. They've now learned that Mrs. Smith is local here in Lititz, so they look you up on the computer. A sad thing is, everybody's name is on the computer right now. Bad guys have access to all of our names. And let me explain something to you. The scary part is everyone's identification is out on the web already. My identification, John's identification, and your identification. Not only just all of your name, your address, your phone number, but the bad guys could find out your neighbors' names and they can pose as your neighbors. But this is what they're going to do. They read the obituaries and they'll wait a few weeks. They have a file now on you. They're going to wait a few weeks and they're going to reach out to you and they're going to pretend that they're a survivor of a recent death and they want to talk to you about it. And then they get their way in and they start befriending you. And all of a sudden you realize you've got this nice companion that went through the same thing you did. And now you've started a friendship with this person and you believe this person is legitimate and wanting to be friends. Then they start sending you a photo of themselves, a good distinguished looking gentleman, sort of like my partner here. They'll send a good looking picture of themselves, which is a lie. It's not them. It's a photo they got from Google. And then you think you're talking to this nice person, and all along you're talking to this very mean, nasty, evil bad guy who is not interested in your life, not interested in saying nice things to you. All they want to do is to get you to trust them, and they want to come and visit you. And they're going to make you believe that they're coming to visit you and you're going to have a nice friend to talk with. And then they're going to start asking you, oh, I had my wallet stolen, and they're going to convince you that they need money. And then they're going to ask for you to just send them money, wire them money so they can come see you. And as soon as you do that, they've got you. They now have convinced you to send money. Then they're going to start convincing you to send more money. And that's kind of how the romance scams start. You think you've met someone online and you think that you've got this wonderful person now in your life, and you have to understand this is a bad guy. This is a guy that's not interested in you, or vice versa. This is a girl to the gentlemen out there that respond. You think you're talking to a nice young lady who wants to be part of your life, and who wouldn't want to help someone out in a time of need if you have the ability to? You're going to send them money to come visit you, and you're going to realize they have every excuse in the book of why they can't come see you, and now you realize you've been scammed. So what I truly want you all to understand is if someone reaches out to you wanting to be a companion, and they start talking to you and then they start asking you for money, know that that is a scam. Just know that you're talking to a professional scammer that has convinced you that they are not the person that they truly are. So please be aware of this. And if you are talking to somebody right now, reach out to us here at Security. We could help you determine if this person is legitimate or not. That's our scam number one. Scam number two.
One of the newest buzzwords right now that has come into play is artificial intelligence, or AI. You've probably heard a lot about AI, and some of the things that can be accomplished through artificial intelligence are replicating somebody's voice, their photograph, their picture, anything like that. They're able to use a computer to create artificial intelligence. So if you receive a phone call and it sounds like it might be a loved one, maybe a grandchild, that tells you, and it sounds exactly like them, and they ask you for money, say that they're in trouble, something along those lines, that they've been arrested in another state and you need to wire money or send gift cards or something like that, it's a very good chance that this could be some type of form of artificial intelligence scam. So in a case like this, if you receive one of those phone calls, our suggestion would be when you disconnect, you have the phone number, the cell phone number of your grandson, granddaughter, loved one. Maybe give them a call back, or give them a call just to see if that was legitimate. You're going to find many times that scammers are now able to use the artificial intelligence through voice and also through pictures to seem very convincing and very realistic. So be on the lookout for this new term AI and the scam that can go along with that.
Okay, and now the third scam that we've decided to talk about. It is called the law enforcement / government ID scam, where you'll get a text or an email or a phone call from somebody claiming to be either the IRS, the Social Security office, or your local law enforcement. And they'll start telling you that this is perfect time to talk about this right now because it's the tax season. We're all paying our school taxes now. So they're using that to contact you to say you're late, you're delinquent on your school taxes, you need to pay your school taxes by tomorrow, you need to call them, you need to send money, and they're taking advantage of the tax season at this very moment. What I want you to all understand is if you get a call from a police department saying that you owe money, and if you don't owe money, you're going to get taken to jail, just know we're both ex-law enforcement, retired law enforcement. We never call people and demand money, especially we never ask people to send money via Western Union or to have to go to the store and buy gift cards. No legitimate organization is ever going to ask you to go to a store, buy gift cards, and call them back and tell them the number on the back. This is the number one way that they have people paying for things like this. And you want to know why? Because we cannot follow that money. We cannot figure out where that money went to. When you're talking to a scammer and they have convinced you for one reason or another, whatever scam they're pulling on you, if they ask you to go get a gift card and then read the number on the back, you have now given the money on that gift card to a total stranger that law enforcement can never figure out where they're at, because they could claim the money anywhere. They could use that card money under a fictitious name, and there's just no way of finding out this. So the key to that is if the Social Security office calls you, texts you, or emails you, that is not legitimate. They're going to send you a letter in the mail that you could follow up and contact them yourself. If you get a text from Social Security saying you need to contact us at this number, do not call that number. Go to a local listing of our local number on your own that you've found, and you call that number and call the actual Social Security office, not the number they give you. So this is a big scam that's going on right now. Just know and understand, don't ever fall for the old, if you don't pay now, you're going to go to jail or you're going to get a fine, or we're going to hold your Social Security check. They will never ever say that, and please know that.
Tech scams and computer support scams. Almost everybody now either has a laptop, an iPad, or of course a cell phone. And what we're finding is that a lot of folks are reporting to us that they're maybe getting a pop-up on their computer or their iPad that says that their license for something is expired, or that their computer is going to be frozen, the account's going to be frozen, a certain account. Sometimes they'll pose as being from a corporation like Microsoft and send you a pop-up that says if you don't give us a call or respond back to this pop-up or this text, that you're going to lose all kinds of internet connection, your computer will be corrupted. If you get one of those pop-ups, emails, texts, whatever it might be. So if you get the pop-ups that say that your computer is going to be locked, or somebody needs to have access to your computer to unlock it, please do not give somebody remote access to your computer unless you are absolutely certain and positive who it is. If we can assist to help verify in security, please don't be afraid to reach out to us. Lots of times what will happen is the scammer will get their foot in the door with the remote access, and then they're asking you which files you may have banking information in or something like that. So just keep in mind that you don't want to allow somebody remote access.
Thank you. And the last scam that we want to talk about, and it's probably one of the most popular ones. Wait, hold on. Do you hear that? That is why we work here, for that peaceful sound of the bell every day. Okay. One of the worst scams that we have going on right now is called the E-ZPass scam. Everybody who has an E-ZPass to get onto the turnpikes, they have an account, they have their little device attached to their windshield, and they have an account through the turnpike, and they pay their amount, and when you go through the tolls, you don't pay cash anymore. You just get billed and it comes right off your account. That's just the way they do this now. The biggest scam that's out there today, right now, is called the E-ZPass scam. You'll get a text from E-ZPass saying your account is past due by $3.99 or something very small like that. It will say, if you do not pay your delinquent payment, your account is going to be terminated. If you have an E-ZPass account, you read that and you think, oh my gosh, $3.99, I mustn't have paid that last time I was on the turnpike. So you'll end up paying. It gives you a link to just put it right on your credit card. No big deal. You just pay it for $3.99, no big deal. But when you do that, you just gave bad guys your credit card number, your account number, and they have free access to your credit card right now. E-ZPass is not going to send texts to you. E-ZPass is not going to call you. They're going to send an absolute letter to you that you could verify on your own, and you can make your payment as you always do. They will never send you a text to say, listen, if you don't pay, your account is going to be terminated. And the reason I'm excited to be able to be the one to explain this is I have very close friends and family who were scammed on this scam. They got the scam, they got the text on their phone. In fact, someone I know very close just got off the turnpike. Coincidence, big time. They just got off the turnpike and they're driving home and they got a text. And the text said, from E-ZPass, you're $3.99 late and your account's going to be terminated if you don't pay it. This gentleman thought, who's very smart, this gentleman thought, wow, that's convenient. And he just paid it as he was driving. He clicked, 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 and he paid. And then he got home and a family member said, hey, by the way, your mail's on the table and you have a bill from E-ZPass. And he said, don't worry, I already took care of that. And then when the family member said, well, what do you mean you took care of that? Oh, I just got a text. I just took care of it online. No problem. And we had to sit that person down and say, you just got scammed. You fell for the scam that's sent all over the country right now. You just got scammed. And he had to go and cancel his credit card and all of that. But I know there are some people who are watching this right now saying, I got that text last month. And some of you may be thinking, oh my gosh, I got that text and I did pay it. So what you need to do is get online with your banking and your credit card and cancel that card and to get a new card. But don't ever, ever, ever respond to a text demanding money, or else you're going to have your accounts terminated. That is not how legitimate businesses work. So that is our, do you have one more?
I do. There's actually
Sorry.
a investment scams. So the kind of the short and sweet with an investment scam is if you receive a notification or you get a phone call or a text or even an email from somebody trying to solicit money from you to invest, and they promise you like just an incredible return right off the bat, but you have to pay $3,000 first, something along those lines of an investment scam. If it seems too good to be true to you, it's definitely not true. So anybody, if you get any kind of solicitation to, you can get a car, but first of all, in order to get into the lottery for the car, you have to pay $3,000 up front. Most places that are running a legitimate type of business will not solicit you with those type of investment propositions. So I think that's it for this time. We are always trying to keep up on the newest scams, keeping our ears out. Please, if you have any questions, do not be afraid to give us a call. We would be happy to provide you with information, maybe help you out with any questions. If it's something where you're thinking about calling back or you're thinking about clicking on that link because you're afraid your computer is going to be locked, at least give us a call and let us maybe help you out and take a look at it first to try and determine if it's legitimate.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.